Hey, my name's Charles with clectric.diy. Want to make a quick teaser video of a new project that I've just started that I shouldn't have started, but I was waiting on my prototype to come in from Fabrication House for the main project that I'm working on, and a second project came to mind, and now it's taken a good bit of time, but in 3 days those prototype boards will be back and I will focus on that. Probably, maybe. That one's actually a lot more difficult to implement than this one is. So this second module may actually be the first one that I launch. But let's switch over to the workbench to show you what I'm working on. So you may have seen from an earlier video, I'm intend to make a clone of the Electrosmith Daisy Seed Pod. So it's sort of their development kit board that has I/O added to the Daisy Seed MCU. So my idea is to clone this into the AE modular synth format. Now, AE is not the same thing as Eurorack. It's a smaller format. It uses 0 to 5 volts, so it is awesome for DIY folks. So this is the initial, solder board prototype. Daisy Seed on the sort of a backpack there. Same physical controls that are on the Daisy Seed Pod, an encoder on the back, which now doesn't turn at all for some reason, not sure why. Then 2 potentiometers. There's also 2 switches that you can barely see, and then the AE socket headers. But there was a whole lot of things that couldn't make it onto this board because obviously they'd be too tiny to do by hand, or at least by my hand. So what I did, and I introduced these in a couple videos, is I've started to create these, what I'm calling charge cards. So simple breakout boards, lots of people sell them. There's some from a different manufacturer, but I'm trying to make mine as simple as possible. Basically, I want you to not blow up the chip the first time that you plug it in. So I'm putting, resistors on the LEDs and, a couple other just small protections. So these are actually not available yet on the store. Our store is store.clectric.diy. There are a couple things up there now. This case and cap, so this is, I don't want to flip it over, but you flip this over and it holds the or protects whatever patch you have set up. So the case and the caps are for sale now. Also these little proto boards that are the AE modular size and standard. I will say that I've learned now, because I bought one, that these are not QuickSwap case compatible. But because of that and different idea that I had, I plan to make another one that actually does have the proper AE modular spacing for the bus header down here at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is basically lay out, especially on the 1U board, the 25mm wide board, lay out what the reference standard is for this one. And might do the exact same with this. I will make both of these available, but the idea is that when you get this, you'll have as many free spots to do your own soldering of your circuits, but the bus will be properly positioned down here. I'll put the AE headers, the sockets that you actually put your patch wires into. I'll put those in the right place. I plan to put lines on it to say, show you where at the top and bottom you need to keep out the keep out zone for the QuickSwap case compatible. Anyway, so as you see them here today, they're available on the store. And like I said, these charge cards, I intend to make them available soon, but I've got some tweaks that I want to make. These are version 1. I'm already going to make a version 1.1 before I put these up, but these will probably be on the site along with the version 1.1s. because I got a bunch of them because I was overconfident, and I'll put them at a probably 50% discount, and clearly outline the differences of what I've done. Anyway, none of that is what I intended to talk about right now. What I want to show you is this. So this is my breadboard setup for the Daisy Seed microcontroller, and then I had an idea, and I think it'll be best implemented with the Arduino. This is the Arduino Nano Every, and that chip right there is the Microchip Atmega 4809. Hopefully I got that right. So the that chip is what I intend to put onto the breadboard itself, or sorry, the finished module itself. This one I actually put the the full MCU on it because reasons, and we'll leave it at that. But with this one, what I intend to do is take that chip by itself, because I've got different components. Then I don't want to make it sort of a general use MCU the way that this one is. I want to specialize it a good bit for the purpose. What's the purpose, you ask? Thanks, that's a great question. Let me zoom in on this. Please excuse my wiring. I was actually more focused on the software than the hardware, so it's ugly and the wrong color, and OCD is struggling a bit with this. But bottom line is that the module will be based on 2 encoders. So in previous videos we've talked about how encoders, you turn them and it's click 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 like you're pushing a button, and then there is an actual click on the back of it like this. So the idea that I had is to create a 8x8 matrix. So right now you can see on the screen, and the refresh rate's silly, so sorry to make it flash, but we're in matrix position A1 right now. So for all my Excel nerds, A are the A indicate the column that you're in, and the numbers indicate the row that you're in. So what you are able to do is Etch-a-Sketch style move around this matrix, and the bottom position is H8. So there it is, an 8x8 matrix that you're navigating through, and then you are able to click to enable one of these positions like so, and of course click to disable. So what this is going to do is honestly whatever you want it to do. All of the stuff at clectric.diy is open source, under the CERN open hardware license, so everything will be available, both software and hardware. So, and the software is under the MIT license, so you don't have to share those goodies if you don't want to. But what I'm going to add on this module is a 8x8 Crosspoint switch, so that you'll be able to take 8 inputs from the AE modular rack and then put them through the 8x8 switch. I won't go into all the details, but just in the most general sense, it'll have an 8x8 Crosspoint switch that's analog. So you'll be able to digitally control with the Atmega chip. You'll be able to digitally control the path that the analog signal will take through this module and back out the AE output sockets. Whoa, some of you might be thinking in WTF is what others might be thinking. I hope, because either one of those two camps, I think you might be able to have a lot of fun with this. So the I'm still working on, initial implementation, what I think I'm going to do with it to help it to launch and get it to the point that it can launch. And a lot of that honestly comes down to what's going to be the most interesting but also easiest to implement functionality of this thing, because really I want to put it in your hands because I want to see what kind of software you can make. I'm really neither a software or a hardware guy, I will admit it, and the reason that I'm making this DIY community is because I want to learn from you, more so than you learn from me. But yes, anyway, so I'm calling this the Nexus, the clectric Nexus, or you give it your own name. I encourage you, though, to call it the Nexus, just so there's not confusion the way there are with some other modules where it's, this module, which is a clone of that module. Use the Nexus name, make it, whatever your company is, Nexus, or whatever your favorite pizza flavor is, or pizza topping. Anyway, point of it is that this hopefully will be available soon. What I am hoping to do, like I said, is put out a sort of bare bones module of this. It will have initial functionality I think is going to be cool. I've got a good idea of the one that I want to put out, and so it'll be immediately usable for you for that function, and then fully Arduino capable to do anything that you want to do along the lines of, how do you control a 8x8 matrix? How do you control 64 potential switches to move signals from 8 places to another 8 places? I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. This was supposed to be a teaser video, ran a little long. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some ideas already of what to do with this. Whether or not you do, put it in the comments. Ask questions. Put out your ideas. I might snag one from you if I think that it's a really cool idea, but it'll go into an open source software repository for you to be able to work on and share and submit pull requests and all that good stuff. So this is already available in the GitHub repo. If you go to just go to clectric.diy, and those are the GitHub pages that are kind of the friendly face, and then there's a help on GitHub or see on GitHub or something like that button. Anyway, I'm Charles, clectric.diy. Y'all take care.